Alright, fellow TIs, I'm going to make this video very short. I wasn't really planning on making one and relates to the situation right now, but why not? Okay, so my current location is San Antonio, Texas. There's been a TI group around here that I was trying to connect with. Situation isn't completely set in stone yet. If not here, then there is another one around not too far from here as well. I say this because it's definitely gotten way past the time for TIs to start uniting. It's definitely way past that time. My warning to everybody, it still remains the same. You're going to want to get off the grid before October hits. I knew something bad was going to happen. So far, what a few people who are mentioning is a huge, massive EMP blackout. What this means is it's not just that though. So I'm just gonna go over the first part on this thing before I go to the explain the second one. What this means about an EMP blackout is basically what they're planning on doing is basically shutting off the power, having an EMP blast out there. What this will do is shut off every single bit of electronics that you got, not just for you, but for everybody. The power grid will be off, and that would be it. Now, I think that there may be some televised stations out there that'll still be on, possibly. I don't know. Maybe they'll have the power good on. I don't know, but they actually have to shut the power off for something else that they're planning on doing. This relates to the grid that they're been implementing, that a lot of people have been talking about so far. I don't even have to say the name. You already know exactly what I'm getting at. So, considering the situations on this stuff, you see how desperate these people are for money. You see exactly how their behavior is. I'm telling you, it's not going to be safe for anybody on in the grid. It's not going to be safe for nobody, man. And I really can't stress that enough. I tried quite a lot of things getting out of here as far as off the grid, but you know, the situation, it's just been one thing after another. And I know something, it really, I'm finding more and more people who don't even know about this. I'm finding groups of TIs who had no idea about this. And then I'm wondering, did the Most High want me to basically, just get the word out there? Now, granted, my method of getting out of here was a bit drastic, but at the same time, the situation I was dealing with was just too much. I couldn't deal with it. I couldn't deal with it. So, the thing about all of this is that, it's not going to just be that huge EMP thing that's going to happen. There's something else that they're planning too. If you notice, a lot of the issues going on in California and the other surrounding states near it. In fact, I'm actually quite close to there, considering where I'm at now. Well, sort of close to it. But if you hadn't noticed that, they're basically trying to heat up the temperature over there, and then in the other areas, some people are noticing that the temperatures are dropping. This is in preparation for a massive DEW weapon. This is something that's going to be able to basically have effects on the entire continent. When I was going off grid, I meant going off grid towards the water, not not just into the land. I would love to get under the land, but you've already seen what they were doing. You've already seen this. This is something that they're plotting, not just on the people who have been rising against them, but also the people who've been working for them too. They're going to be, just as affected by this as us. Yet you see the desperism of what they still do. People, there's a difference between way too many things, and I keep seeing it for what it is. And especially these gang stalkers. I've noticed a lot of patternizations, and I believe they poison these people to do this stuff. They'll probably, approach them whenever they all, how they try to offer them money. Guess what? How much you want to bet that money's laced? How much you want to bet that money's poisoned with that nanotech? Has anybody ever thought about that? All they got to do is rub the stuff on the surface, and then bam, they got them. That's it. I know this simply because of the way I was poisoned. It was, it was, granted it was food, but that food was still somewhat of an object. So I'm saying it again, this money that they're handing these people, you best believe it's poisoned. And these people who are working with them have absolutely no idea. They have no idea what these people working for this organization is doing. They have no idea. They don't know that this stuff is gonna, what that stuff does. They have no idea. They're thinking they're just being hired to just fuck with somebody. No. It's way more out of hand than they would ever know. I have been able to reach out to people who are supporting TI so far. Everybody, please, I am telling you, now is definitely the time to unite. It is. Because there's only going to be so much we can do on our own. That's how it's always been. It's not that we're not strong, but at the same time, together we're much stronger. I'm doing my damn best to break this programming, and it's not an easy job at all. Each time I make any progress, you best believe they're basically out there to try to damage that progress on that, that deprogramming situation. It's messed up too, because when you look at it from this perspective, and they're trying to program people to do, when you're programmed, technically, whatever that program's functions are, you're gonna, and you're fully programmed, you're gonna do what those functions are. So the consequences of those functions still lies with the person, right? So how is it really their fault when they don't want to be programmed and they didn't basically sign up for this? They didn't give consent. That's where that bullshit lies, and that's where a lot of people don't know what's going on, because they're in the dark when it comes to this stuff. They don't know how sinister this is. This is an organization that traffics humans, plain and simple, and people have no idea that they're supporting this fucked up system. They don't know this. They don't. They would not have any idea. And it's effed up, because it's slick, it's really it's really shady as hell. You would never guess that the same groups that were in place to, for the terrorist watch list, for your Homeland Security, your police department, your FBI agency, you would have never guessed that basically they became a terrorist / criminal organization. That's a threat to everybody, man. Not just me, not just you, but to everyone. And people think it's okay to work for an organization like this. Man, we're dealing with people who are, are afraid. But something, there must be something about us TIs. There's gotta be, for them to do this to us. Because I've been hearing situations to where they would do this to people even when they would actually, gangs, they would actually do these operations on you even when you're younger. These people who hire these guys don't tell them that. And some of these people who they hire, man, they got families, dude. They don't tell them none of that. They don't. There's so many people that have absolutely no idea what they're getting themselves involved in, and they don't know, and they won't even, realize the reality of it until shit hits the fan. I've done my best to warn people out everywhere, man, because I'm telling you, this is something they are going to do. They're not messing around here. People love materialistic things. They do stupid stuff to earn money to buy materialistic things. Well, what is that? First off, what does it matter when if they're what they're planning is basically going to render that stupid thing ineffective? It's pointless to really, it's really pointless. Not to mention, these are lives we're talking about, man. Like, I get it. Like, people want stuff. I get it. People, like, want to be able to make a living, have a job and whatnot and stuff. I get that. But, like, you can't be fucking with people's lives like that, dude. That is not right. That is not right. And that's very unfair to the person, who's at fault there. And most people who do this never put themselves in the shoes of that person. They never do it. They never do it. They never think of, what if that was me having to deal with that? Would I still feel comfortable doing what I'm doing? Man. People, if for fellow TIs who are wondering why I came all the way out here, the situation, I stayed with my brother for a bit, but the situation with him, let me tell you something. Because I've already told other fellow target individuals about this, as well as people who are helping target individuals about this already. I've already checked that apartment out. I didn't, rant. I did not search through it, no. But, something what you can do, you could take a light, have the lights off, and you can tell and see the stuff that's basically floating through the, the building. I did that, and there's a lot of dust particles in that unit. A lot. My last apartment, they tried molding me out, as they say. So that's where that happened. That's why I figured, like, no apartment complex is a safe environment. No house is a safe environment, because that's basically like a container that they can just mess with. You need something that can actually directly filter this stuff out with, the oxygen. But as you know, chemtrails, they screw with you with that too. So, in other words, basically, I found out my own damn brother is a gang stalker. Yeah, no joke. My mother, may God rest her soul in peace, that she does not need to see that, because she was a TI. Whoever was targeting her, as I mentioned before in my other videos, eventually came after the rest of the family. They went after me, they went after my brother, and they went after my sister. And then, because of them going after me, they ended up going after other members of my family. I tried helping my family out. I tried warning them. I tried telling them what was going on. Some of them were really starting to understand it. But, dude, this is what I'm getting at when I say they poisoned them. I was literally on the phone with a cousin of mine, right? With a cousin of mine, and she was understanding what was going on. I'm not going to name who it is, because I got several cousins out there. And, she was actually, seeing what this crap was. And then out of nowhere, I accidentally dialed her number. I didn't mean to. I did by mistake, because I meant to dial a different number. And she immediately called me right then and there. I started talking to her or whatever, and then she started mentioning some of the stuff I was talking about. And then, she started saying, well, I'm being paranoid. I'm like, well, there it is. I got her too. But something, she didn't mean anything bad by it. But I believe, she was being forced to do it, because the very next thing she said was, I wasn't, she literally told me, like I wasn't laced at, I wasn't laced anywhere, like at work or anything like that. She literally said that, gave me a hint that they definitely poisoned her. So I ended up asking her, did they threaten you? And after that, she hung up the phone. So they were listening on to that call, without a doubt. They were definitely listening on to that, and they definitely knew what was going on. This is my message to people who are not aware. If you see groups of people and one of them just randomly shows up offering you money, you need to tell that person to get the hell away from you. immediately, because that person is, they may try to act like your friend, but they are deceiving you. The money they are handing you is poisoned. It is laced. It is laced with a biological weapon, the same thing of which they used for experimentations on people. You see, that's how they get you. They get you. They basically hone in on something you would actually take without hesitations. Such as money. So when they do that, they're already hitting me with something. What do you think they're going to start doing to you the minute you basically take that something? Because it only has to come in contact with the skin once. And this is what they don't realize. Once that happens, man, they're gone. And that's just how it is. I believe they have intention to do this to everybody, dude. I believe that they are planning on doing this to everybody. But there are TIs out there that don't know about the huge EMP blackout that they're planning. There are TIs out there who don't know about any of this stuff, man. I could go over more and more things, but that's about it. Right now, just relaxing in my tent. I decided to camp out for a bit, even though this was never my desired location. When I said camp out, I meant camping out like somewhere in the woods, camping out somewhere out of the city, somewhere away from the city, not in the city. But you can actually find spots that can still work into your favor. I'm not gonna go over what the thing is that'll work in my favor from on the fence, but I'm gonna leave it at that. But man, I tell you, I'm gonna go ahead and end this here. Have this uploaded and leave it at that. It is 2:42 a.m. in the morning, Sunday, September 13th. People, it's already the 13th. Please, for yourself and for your family, make preparations to get the heck out of the city. Because I'm telling you, you've seen what these groups were doing recently. You've seen how they've been, going to the cities. You've seen what was happening. You've seen what happened when they went to, when they even tried going to the residential neighborhoods too. Why do you think they're trying to basically cut communications? Why do you think they're trying to do that? Get out of there while you can, man. And TIs, we definitely need to, we definitely got to unite. It is getting way too, that times for that is, we are really running out of time for that. We are. I send both my prayers and my love out to all of you out there. Stay safe and stay strong as always.